On the 9th of March 2014, at exactly 11:30 p.m., Dayabhai Kalidas Chaudhari, who was also known as DK, was viciously murdered in his store. The killer left a gruesome scene that stunned the entire community.
911, what's the address of your emergency? Airport Road, 3385. Airport Road? Yeah, we just walked to the store and seen the guys down, the change on the floor, looked like they'd been robbed. Did you tell if he was injured at all? I seen blood on the floor and he's down. I didn't walk back there and look. Okay. Ladies, you go look. He was quiet. He's hurt. No, he's dead. He's dead. Dead. Oh my goodness.
Dayabhai Kalidas Chaudhari, fondly called DK, was a 37-year-old Indian national who came to the United States for a better life. DK was born in India and had come to America alone to make something out of himself. From the moment DK arrived in the States, he was willing to throw himself into a new way of life and work as hard as he could to earn a living. People who knew DK said he loved America and felt at home in America. DK had been in New Jersey for a while before moving to Dalton in Georgia, which he seemed to prefer a lot. After moving to Georgia, DK started creating his own little family in Dalton by becoming close to his co-workers and customers at Kano Express, a store and a gas station. As a new resident in Georgia, DK was starting to find his feet in a new routine. He had only been at Kano's Express for a few months and typically worked the late shift. Despite his late night shifts, that did not ever deter him. According to his co-workers, DK called everyone buddy and greeted customers with a big smile. He tried remembering the regulars and getting to know the people he served. Customers of DK's said you could not have met a friendlier and kinder person. DK was always happy to talk to anyone about anything, whether he knew them or they were just someone topping up their gas. As DK carried out his work with due diligence, little did he know that the same job would end his life. On March 9, 2014, DK went about his career as he would on any other day but was unaware that a vicious killer was on the loose. Moments before the tragic death of DK, he was busy attending to customers and inspecting the store, seemingly business as usual. Everything appeared normal around 10:30 p.m., approximately 4.5 hours into his shift. Unknown to DK, as he entered the back room, a masked attacker swiftly pursued him, cornering him in the back room. The attacker, clad in a white hoodie, sunglasses, latex gloves, and carrying a large black bag, overpowered DK. DK made efforts to resist the attacker, but his efforts were met with violence as the attacker initially brandished a gun, which DK managed to disarm. However, the situation went overboard when the attacker brought out a knife, repeatedly stabbing DK. Subsequently, the attacker covered DK's eyes and mouth with duct tape while suffocating him. While the attack on DK happened, customers roamed the store unaware that their favorite clerk would soon be no more. After the vicious attack on DK, the attacker fled, using the back door and roaming the aisles. A customer named Charles suddenly came to the counter to purchase a drink, encountering the disguised killer, who signaled him to leave. Charles immediately felt strange about obeying, so he left the premises. Once the store was vacant, DK's attacker looted the cash register, seizing a significant sum in cash and lottery tickets numbering up to 90. The attacker then retreated to the back room, stashing the stolen items in their bag. After getting the necessary things, the attacker calmly exited the store into the night. 2 of the store's regular customers had come in, finding it a total mess. A man named Mark went over to the counter and noticed money, lottery tickets, and other goods spread across the floor. It was clear that there had been a robbery, but there was no one to be found, and he could not hear anything. Mark decided to take a walk around, spotting the door to the employees' area at the back. He looked in and saw a person's legs and a lot of blood. Mark and other customers quickly exited the store and waited outside for the police to arrive. The customers kept thinking whether or not whoever was behind the door was still alive. Then, one brave customer decided to go back in and check, but she did not have to look for long before she could tell that whoever it was dead. The customers immediately gave the police a call, and law enforcement officers were at the crime scene in no time. The brutality of the crime left the police in shock, as some of them had never come across such violence in their entire careers. Although the attacker got away, the police were happy that the surveillance camera captured the whole crime. Vital information about the killer was visible, even though the killer's face was not properly seen. When DK's customers spoke to the media, they said all DK wanted to do was make friends, work hard, and enjoy his new life in America. His terrible demise brought shock to everyone. People were in doubt that this had happened to him. When the police arrived at the store, it was evident the attack had been a very fierce and vicious one, with the motive appearing to be a robbery. DK had tape over his mouth and eyes and had multiple stab wounds. His body had defensive wounds, and he had tried hard to fight back. The medical examiner said DK had survived the whole attack only to bleed out about 10 minutes after the attack had finished on the floor under a trolley. The first crucial piece of evidence was found near DK's body. It was a mobile phone that supposedly belonged to the attacker. With 7 cameras covering the whole area, even if a few were not working or were of terrible quality, detectives were confident they could get something from them. Surprisingly for the detectives, all cameras worked perfectly, and the images were pretty straightforward. Charles, who interacted with the suspect, shared his unsettling experience with the police, altering their initial perception of a male suspect. Reviewing the footage, investigators discovered the suspect's intended wardrobe change from black to a white hoodie. An anonymous tip received just over 24 hours after DK's murder identified Sky Raven Marie Mims, a 21-year-old model, aspiring rapper, and dancer, as a potential suspect. Despite her clean record, the media and authorities initiated a statewide search as her face became visible in surveillance footage from a nearby gas station, revealing a shocking turn of events. Sky Mims, now considered dangerous, was bouncing from state to state following an extensive 2-day search. Sky Mims was finally located as she had been hiding in a friend's house about 30 minutes away from Dalton. When police knocked on the door, she tried to escape. Sky had no clothes on and was screaming at the police just to shoot and kill her. She was later placed in handcuffs and taken out of the house wrapped in a bedsheet.
Hey, you okay? You okay? Are you okay? Jeremy.
Good.
She's doing something to herself. She took off our cuffs.
925, you're going to pull over.
During her first interview with the police, she was aggressive before asking for a lawyer and walking up to the camera in the room, shouting and swearing into it. At this point, police officers were gathering so much from the house she had been hiding in that her refusal to talk did not matter much. The officer found many things linking her to the murder inside her bag. Items like latex gloves, a roll of the same red duct tape used around DK's face, some of the lottery tickets, a gun, and a knife with what they presumed was DK's blood still on it. After processing Sky's DNA, it only confirmed everything the police knew. The experts said she matched at all 15 locations for both gloves, and the blood on the knife found in her bag matched DK. Sky Mims' case went to court, and a grand jury soon indicted her on several counts, including felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault, burglary, armed robbery, possession of a knife during the commission of a felony, and theft by bringing stolen property into the state, which was a stolen car. Before her trial began, a psychologist assessed Sky Mims, diagnosing her with bipolar disorder. Still, her attorney said she felt that her client had something more severe and undiagnosed. After a year, her trial finally began. Sky Mims showed no remorse during the trial period and occasionally laughed in the courtroom. She was enjoying the attention the media was bringing her. Sky's lawyer tried to make the case around mental disorder dominant in her lineage, but the jury was not buying it. Friends of Sky Mims testified that Sky had a strange obsession with winning a lottery, especially the one that could guarantee her a weekly pay of $500. They said she wanted to win so she would not bother about funds when chasing her dream. After much deliberations by the jury, Sky Mims was found guilty of all the charges against her and was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. After Sky's conviction, the entire Dalton community was happy that DK got justice. Sky Mims' attorney and family tried appealing the verdict but still lost. Finally, DK's body was sent back to his family in India, but his friends in the United States still mourn him today. Thank you for watching till the end. Before you go, kindly hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to avoid missing another video. Thanks for watching.